Here is the countryside. At fullback, Luke Patton. On the wings, Amos Roberts and Nathan Blacklock. In the centres, Matt Cooper and Matt King. At 5'8", Scott Hill is reunited with Brett Camorley, who's the captain and halfback. Glenn Morrison locks the scrum. Andrew Ryan and Willie Mason, the Canterbury pair, in the second row. And up front, Peter Cusack, Luke Frittis and Ryan O'Hara. They're interchanged tonight. Daniel Abraham and Kurt Gidley, alongside Brent Kite and Josh Perry, who came in for the very unlucky Luke DeVico, injured during the week. They're coached by Ricky Stewart. Now, City won last year by a field goal. Braithen Astor kicked that one. And it's a good-looking side once again under the tutorship of Graham Murray. Well, let's have a look at the City side. This is the way they will take the field. At fullback, Brett Hodgson. On the wings, Hazem El Masri and Luke Rooney. The centre pairing, Ryan Cross and Luke Lewis. At 5'8", Braithen Astor, the halfback, Matt Orford, a former Central Coast boy. Steve Menzies is at lock forward. Brian Fletcher captains the side in the second row alongside Lance Thompson. And at the front of the engine room, Jason Stevens, Mark Riddell and Mark O'Mealy. Their bench tonight, John Scandalis and Shane Rodney. In 16, Sam Harris. 17, Brad Drew. They're coached by Graham Murray.
Paul Simpkins blows time on. The Amy City versus Country is underway again. Our second rep match of the year. And back they come towards the 20-metre line through the Country. Front row forward, Ryan O'Hara. One of 4 players involved in the game who came out of this area, this rich in rugby league area, the Central Coast. That is Peter Cusack, who comes from down around the Young area and has played most of his football in the city with Sydney Roosters and of course St Gregory's prior to that. Morrison playing the ball, Prittis a dummy half, working just a little play there with Mason around the dummy half area. They're 40 metres out from their own line. The boys in the maroon with the gold V. The Country players, they clear at the end of the first set of 6. And it is with City now, with Rooney playing the ball. Hodgson dummy half. O'Mealy barreled into the ground. Good solid tackle. O'Hara in the main. Halfway line there for City as we go to the sideline early for Andrew Voss.
Yeah, Ray, weather good tonight, but the ground very simply a heavy dew cover tonight combined with a grass cut low. It makes it a bit of a skating rink, and it's worth pointing out too that if scores are level at full time tonight, that will be it. No extra time.
So Country just having to backpedal. That's the last tackle coming up now for the City side as Anasta puts it very, very high down to the northern end, and it's gone into touch. Eventually off Matt King, I thought.
Well, we've got a double knock on here called by the referee, so I think from his signal it was ruled to have come off Luke Rooney first into Matt King's hand, so Country will get a changeover. Very strong run from Mark Riddell to get the City side into good position.
Well, Stevens is bleeding badly from around the nose area. He's been sent behind the play to be treated.
I think it's obviously his face, but more his jumper. They'll have to change that jumper before the referee allows him to continue play. Lost ball, no, penalty. A rake has been seen by Paul Simpkins.
Ryan O'Hara not wasting any time getting involved in this game.
We had a great match last year, and that really put him in the forefront of representative selection. And he started the game off in the same vein tonight as Brett Camorley finds touch, 38 out from his own line. Not a particularly good set of 6 to start the game. Country, they'll be looking for better this time.
Here's Cusack now. Front row partner to O'Hara. Come from a little place just down outside of that town I mentioned earlier. It's called Quandiella.
Here it is.
Down in Mallee country, I do believe. As it goes away to Camorley now. And he goes across and finds Luke Patton. But he loses the ball. It was a good tackle over there by Hazem El Masri. Forcing the ball loose, O'Mealy plays the ball, and here's Luke Lewis now.
That's one. Stand up, mark square. Don't walk it forward. You've lost your
the ball
ten.
just on the countryside of halfway. Lewis, of course, has played for Australia prior to playing City Country.
Have to go off.
And Stevens is going to be told to go off by Simpkins as Orford comes into the play for the first time. And here's Hodgson,
Clear 3. Stand up.
featured at this level back in 2002 and went on to have a brilliant Origin series. Here's Menzies now. And Menzies is pulled down by Prittis underneath. O'Hara in over the top with Mason. And then Riddell goes to the left and finds Orford, who keeps it on the ground. It rolls point on point, and there's a chance on. Loose on the ground. They appeal for a try. Ryan Cross puts the hand up. And Simpkins is on the spot to go to the video referee.
And Luke Rooney putting pressure on the two country players. Now, does Amos Roberts get to the football before Ryan Cross? If it's simultaneous and the ball is over the line, it will be a try.
It's going to be very touch and go, isn't it? Does Cross put downward pressure on it? He does, but does Roberts put downward pressure on it?
Will it be a try or no try? It is no try. It's a goal line dropout. So that indicates that it's been forced by Amos Roberts.
A lovely little kick from that man, Matt Orford.
Keep on.
He'll be primed for a big game up against Brett Camorley tonight. Orford believes in some ways out of sight, out of mind, south of the border. There's Camorley. Nice drop out, 42 metres on the fly.
Talking of Camorley and Orford, they come together over the weekend when their respective clubs clash. As O'Mealy is pulled down and tackled again by O'Hara and Cusack. Ryan having a little part of the action. Here's Fletcher now. He's upended and put away by Scott Hill, talking of Melbourne. Now it's away for Orford. He works inside 20, came off cross, went forward, picked up by Roberts. And he is held in turn by the City wing three-quarter Rooney, who goes out in pursuit of the centre King and puts him down. They leave the 20 metres behind them with Cusack. Menzies flopping in over the top of O'Mealy and Fletcher. They work to the blind side, and it's Morrison who's met there by Orford and Privis it is in the number 9 shirt. Or in fact Riddell in the number 9 shirt. That's obviously the trap for young players. This is Pritis wearing the country jumper. A native of the national capital earns in that jumper. Hazem El Masri, he didn't realise for a moment they were so close, the chasers. And he had to turn on the reaction time. He's played it since on the 20-metre line. Here's Lewis.
High tackle.
And it's a high shot on him, young Luke.
Sloppy one.
Peter Cusack
probably a leading contender for that other centre berth alongside Gidley.
Just watching Willie Mason out there, I swear that he's lost a bit of weight the last few weeks. He's been in great form, but he looks nice and trim tonight. And took the ball off a minute ago, a bit of a spring in his step. He looks very keen to get a Blues jumper.
Now Thompson.
Back with me. Two, let him stand. Back, wait, go.
Riddell. Stevens now back in full regalia.
Stand up, hands off to the side.
Just inside the 30, right in the middle of the ground, right on top of the Amy sign. As a matter of fact, it's Braithen Astor who steps off right and then left and is pulled down 20 metres out right in the centre of the ground. Riddell scurries around, then throws a very wild pass. Came off the boot of O'Mealy. That'll be play on, I think. That's Orford. And then it was touched, I fancy, by Country, so he's restarted the tackle count. O'Mealy goes away, and then Hodgson comes in. The ball again goes loose, picked up by El Masri. Haslam comes back, skirting the troops. And almost getting through before O'Hara again makes the tackle with Morrison's help. Here's O'Mealy.
Held free. Hit the line.
These players from the Central Coast, two on either side of the halfway line. As Riddell goes back looking for one of those players, Orford, and then it goes back on the inside for his captain, then back on the outside, and it's dived on by O'Hara. So Camorley sending it away to this big, lanky centre from Melbourne, Matt King, who I know has been very impressive this year early on, particularly impressing blokes like Pete Sterling, but now he's hurt.
Trying to get away from the tackle, straining, and it's like he's twisted around the ankle area.
There you go.
Patton to restart the game in the absence of that man King. That's bad luck for the Melburnian.
Stand up.
Big opportunity.
Hold, go.
He's been in, as I said, bristling for. Mason. Taken by Menzies in the headgear underneath, and Fletcher over the top. That's the 30-metre line behind them now. And Camorley throws a short pass. It really was inviting a tackle on Cusack, who has since played the ball, and Country.
Go.
A little bit lucky to get away with not allowing a try just a couple of minutes ago. Now Camorley steers it down into that corridor 10 metres in from this western touchline. Hodgson is picked up and put away. Gidley on in Jumping under 16. Here's Rooney getting his head down under a high shot. We'll play back to Ryan Cross now, who appealed for that try that I'm talking about. Subsequently denied. 35 out from the line. Riddell gets a call from his Dragons teammate, Lance Thompson. 8 metres from halfway. They're going down the centre of the park before shooting it off to Orford, whose future at the end of the year remains undecided. And here's Blacklock coming back, using Amos Roberts on the other side of the park, winger to winger. And both boys, of course, dyed-in-the-wool country rugby league boys. Nathan playing it from Tinga as it goes on to Glenn Morrison now, who's seen service at this level quite a few times without going on from here. Here's Mason with a little juggle and then taking it a few metres onto the city side of halfway. They come down the blind side and Scott Hill puts in a little kick. Hodgson with work to do. Knew the sideline was an enemy. Took it away. Taken by Kurt Gidley eventually. Here's Luke Rooney going again away from the sideline. Tackle 20 metres in and 20 metres out. Andrew, sideline. What's the story on our injured player Matt King?
Yeah, with Matt King, it's an injury to his right elbow. The fact they took him straight to the dressing room suggests it's more than just a jarred elbow. He's with the doctor right at the moment and Liz Sleep, the physio, so plenty of concern for the youngster.
Yeah, another mistake there from City, losing the football middle of the field, 30 out. Brian Fletcher, the culprit. And amazing things, injuries, aren't they? The way they can rove over the body, like that diagnosis of an ankle problem has now moved up to the elbow.
Dr. Sterling strikes again. That's the best I've seen.
And tonight you've got the chance to pick up $2,000 in Nine's Sporting Chance competition. Just come back to that in a moment, because here's a chance for country. They're in the 30-metre zone. Morrison doing a lot of work, a lot of ball carrying. 15 in from touch on the western side of Express Advocate Stadium. Here's Mason. Mason looking to unload. Does that. Prentice is there waiting. Down and tackled by Stevens. Who is slow to play the ball. That's taken some of the sting away. Kamali goes to a second man play. And O'Hara making every post a winner at the moment. Play back to Patton. Patton off to Kamali. The ball into the in goal. It's been towed again. That'll be a try. Scored by the number 11 for the country team, Andrew Ryan. His first rep side since he left Parramatta. And the boy from Dubbo, who was concussed last weekend in scoring a try, comes up with a 4-pointer tonight.
And they were given possession by a mistake by City deep in their own territory. And as we saw at the other end of the field, almost a try up the boot, as Brett Kamali goes to the left, goes like he frees it there. This man is going to be the try scorer, and he's able to stay behind the kicker as play continues on the Bundy Rum telestrator. It goes through. Lovely little footwork here to kick the football before Hazem El Masri or Brett Hodgson could get onto the ball. And Andrew Ryan has had a very good start to the season for Canterbury. Gets our opening points.
That's beautiful stuff. I'm tipping that Andrew Ryan probably played some junior soccer in his day many years ago out at Dubbo. And that's a great little skill there from Andrew Ryan. So on the back of a City mistake, the country boys take an early lead.
And there's the conversion attempt. It's a beauty. Straight between the uprights off the boot of Brett Kamali. So 6-0 after 12 minutes. Country over City. Andrew sideline.
Yeah, well, country with their problems with Matt King now. City, Serlo identified it early. The shoulder injury for Lance Thompson actually happened in the second minute of play. He's now succumbed to that and come to the bench, as we see Andrew Ryan go for the first try of the night. Brett Kamali, of course, first choice kicker for country, although talking to Chief Harrigan, he said once Daniel Abraham's out there, if Brett wants to relinquish the duties, Abraham will take over as first choice kicker.
I don't know that he'll want to after that. It was a great kick by Kamali. Look at this man. Ryan O'Hara again running it strongly, back it out 15 metres from his own line. $2,000 in Sporting Chance tonight. You answer this question: which team will score the most tries in tonight's rep game? SMS text your answer to 188 9926 and entries close at the end of tonight's telecast.
4, stand up.
Centre ground, 35 out from their line, with Country's Mason playing it and Kamali dropping it onto the right foot, sending it down nicely to bounce up for El Masri, who does a bit of stepping, but he was only stepping at shadows before running into Ryan, and he with Cooper. They shut him down. Here's Lewis. Put away
stand up,
by
hands off.
Mason.
Bring it back.
5 metres from the halfway line. City start to roll it on, and who better to roll it up than Jason Stevens. Looks to be okay. He's been mended. I don't know that he's been stitched or Menzies. Menzies.
And high, Willie, get him down.
Got him for high and offside.
Not a disappoint, Country. They did well in the first 4 tackles there. Some heavy defence. Menzies is still down receiving attention after that hit. Willie Mason, he's been playing very tight to the ruck tonight. I wonder if Ricky Stewart will look for him to move wider as the game goes on. And that shot there, it came up off the shoulder. No drama at all in the tackle. Penalty sufficient.
It's Lance Thompson in the sheds. The trainer, they're working on that rocky boulder of his. And he'll take part in that game down at Brookvale on Sunday. Lance Thompson.
Line, boys, line.
So the chance presents itself for City to square the ledger.
Marcus square.
O'Mealy played his first football with North Sydney, thus he's in the City jumper. Stevens now 5 metres away from the line. Riddell runs, sees a gap, goes off his right foot, and he's held.
Dominant, 3.
Dominant is the call from Simpkins. And why wouldn't it be? There were 4 involved, led by Cusack. Now it's away to Orford. Goes off the right foot, but Priddis is having no part of him. Played back now. Spun away by Anasta for Fletcher. Fletcher will be looking to do something better than he did up the other end of the park, where he really invited them to score the try. Now it's to Anasta, off the right boot. The jump is on. El Masri goes up high, but he bats it back down to the Country player. And a penalty goes to them.
Yes, Brett Camorley
And on him help.
had the football, deemed to be tackled, and play continued. He was outnumbered out there, Nathan Blacklock, and El Masri got a good jump at the football, but Camorley positioned himself beautifully. Scraps coming his way.
Just wondering whether they're all there for the same purpose.
1, stand up.
Some of those players involved with Nathan Blacklock. Makes no difference now.
2, to the side.
Peter Cusack, halfway line. Country, Camorley combining with Morrison. Morrison is pulled down by Menzies.
Bring it back.
Lance Thompson there. Back on the benches now. Let's hope he recovers, because his form this year has been very good. I know Phil Gould has been most impressed with him from a state origin position. Here's Hill, the boy from Foster Tuncurry. Plays at 25 out from the line. Priddis goes away to Camorley. Camorley puts the kick in. Goes down inside the 10. Hodgson will have to work. He does. And urgently.
Play ball.
He did well there, Brett Hodgson, because it had gone past the rest of the City players,
2, Marcus
Orford and the
square.
like, and he's the one who had to get on it. Good player, played Origin a few years ago. Brian Cross now gets hammered.
He's a real ginger Meggs, isn't he?
Work here.
Brett Hodgson.
Hold 10. Hold. Go.
Not much of him. O'Mealy
4, stand.
shouldering it up.
Out of there, Brian.
Running it out. Stevens, the same. Gritting the teeth. Putting that big shoulder down. Got the ball away.
Willie Mason went in very awkwardly in the tackle. He might have picked up a shoulder injury as well. Last tackle now against City goes to Anasta.
Right foot kick. Big. Nicely placed by Braith.
Good 10.
It sat up on its point, and Patton didn't have to move as far as I thought he originally would.
Clear the legs.
Andrew Voss, what's the story? Firstly on Lance Thompson.
Yeah, all the Dragons fans watching will be pleased to hear that Lance Thompson, the shoulder injury, not serious, just a burner to the right shoulder, should be back at some stage in this game. Likewise, Matty King, they're giving him another 5 minutes before they make a final assessment, but he should be okay to return.
Mason's coming off, I note. Matty King and the benches there. O'Hara taken down by Riddell in the 9. Stevens went in with a swinging arm that missed the mark, and thank goodness it did.
Last tackle. Go to the front of him.
Tackle there was made by Sam Harris. Interesting story about him, but Camorley puts this kick in as we watch Camorley go after it. Rooney's got to get back. Can he get back? No, he can't. Great chase, Camorley.
And Kurt Gidley, Ray, he's been very energetic since coming out for Matt King, playing in the unfamiliar position of centre, Kurt Gidley, but he's really had an impact and influence. Here he goes through on the kick. Camorley chases, and coming in from right of screen there, Kurt Gidley. Really done well since coming into this match off the bench.
Nesta there. Back in the number 18 jumper for Country is Perry. A late inclusion in the side. And Brent Kite
Two, short side, get on.
He's made a very good transition from the back of the scrum to the front. He's done amazingly well working for the Dragons this year. O'Hara.
3, get it
I
back.
might have given
Hold the 10.
Sam Harris an
Mark
early
him out.
entry into the game there just a moment ago. As it goes across for Scott Hill, that's a shocking pass from him, a man with brilliant hands. And Kamali made his former Melbourne teammate look better than he really was on that occasion. Here he is again, dropping on the right foot. And forced by Brett Hodgson. Gee, they've kept him busy at the back.
Well, lucky he's on song, Brett Hodgson, or the Country Boys could have run in 2 or 3 tries, but he was there again, getting peppered with these great kicks from Scott Hill, Brett Kamali and the likes. And the City Boys at the moment under a bit of pressure, haven't had much possession in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Jason Stevens, still some blood coming from his hooter as he looks up on the big screen, has a peg at himself.
And Jason Stevens leaves the field. Second interchange tonight for City, John Skandalis. Another good drop out, almost to the halfway line. And Patton will find Ryan O'Hara. He's just been fantastic in the opening 20 minutes.
I'm starting to think there's more than one player wearing number 10. Here's Ryan.
2, let him up, hands off.
In a country jumper, that is. Now Kamali. And there's this match.
3, stand,
Starts to wind on. Kamali and Hill, you can see them starting to put it together. Off a limited preparation. Played out there by Cooper it was. And then Kamali back for Morrison. Lovely hands, very light. Blacklock, Hill drops it on the boot. They're going to score with a pickup. Roberts is in. The leading try scorer in the NRL is in to score. The second try of the night for the Country Boys.
And you picked it, Ray. Scott Hill and Brett Kamali really coming into their own now. Beautiful work here from Glenn Morrison as well. Not a noted ball player, but as he goes to the line, just look at the little offload here to Scott Hill. Coming now to Scott Hill, and as we freeze it there on the Bundy Rub telestrate, you can see all the City players are coming in, and Scott Hill is going to kick in behind them as play continues. Deliberately for the 2 men on the outside, Kurt Gidley and Amos Roberts in space. That little run around had brought all the defenders in and had left 2 men unattended, and they took advantage. Wonderful kick, Hill.
Yeah, nice play, wasn't it? Brett Kamali, Scott Hill are running this countryside around beautifully, but yeah, nice work, Glenn Morrison. Good player. And with all the City players come in, he needed a good bounce, Roberts. He got it. Beautiful pickup.
And that conversion attempt successful. Again off the boot of Brett Kamali. Lovely kick. And what a changeover it's been for that man. And welcome back to Friday Night Football, coming to you from Gosford on the beautiful Central Coast here in New South Wales from Express Advocate Stadium. And here's a penalty for a high shot.
There've been a couple. This one on Ryan O'Hara. Luke Lewis will be penalised. Should give Nathan Blacklock a rap too, as we see the infringement once again. Blacklock was actually the man who came in and did the run around on Glenn Morrison to give Hill an opportunity on the outside. The Country getting some momentum a quarter of the way through the match.
That high shot from Luke Lewis, in fact, I thought it might have been Sam Harris, the Manly player, but no.
Make the line,
It was Luke Lewis, the centre, working on right side defence for the City side. Here's Perry. Ryan O'Hara, 72 metres gain from 9. And that only emphasises what we've been saying through this telecast. Nobody has grabbed the bit between their teeth more than Ryan O'Hara. Here's Curtis to the 30-metre line. He was going to stand an offload before Skandalis and O'Mealy. The 2 front rowers working at the moment for City put him away. Then Kamali puts the kick in, looking for the chaser. Kite is after it. Rooney is with it. A little bit of stuttering and stammering back there before he took off. And he's tackled on his own 10-metre line.
O'Hara gets a well-earned rest. Daniel Abraham into the action as O'Mealy takes it into Daniel Abraham and Josh Perry, Newcastle teammates.
Hold.
Almost 22 minutes gone. 12-0 in favour of Country. Both tries converted. One by Andrew Ryan. Country have used 4 changes. City have used 2. The other try was scored by Amos Roberts. And Kamali's been online, on song with the boot, as Riddell tries to spark something down the left of the ground, the short side, and that is Fletcher. Just inside the red line there, that is the 40-metre line. And of course, this clearing kick is bouncing down towards the 20-metre line, down Country's end. Luke Patton comes from Wollongong, comes from A path that was previously traversed by blokes like Keith Barnes, Graham Langlands, Gary Jackson.
Lines are
This
marked.
match
Hold the line.
and country football has provided the foundation for those sort of players.
And this week, Ray, they did utilise the great Mick Cronin and Les Boyd in their preparation, both at the game tonight. Came and had a chat with the country players.
Country then, 40 metres out with Kamali, turning it back on the inside for the Dragon. Kite plays it back for Prudis and then to Kamali. He's looking for Blacklock to chase this. Chases himself, and Hodgson is it?
Hold here, hold.
Of the deep.
Yeah, it's a gutsy take there by Brett Hodgson. It was a very good take. He was under some pressure to take it, and all of a sudden he got hammered. He knew he was going to get hammered, but still got there.
This is Harris,
He's been one of their stars.
Three, Glenn. Glenn.
former Super 12. Rugby player, picked up by Manly.
Yeah, he's a former Manly junior player who then went and played for the Waratahs. Never really got enough football. Came back to Manly and he's doing very well.
And that's that. He's almost through, sliding along on his knees. Pulled down 20 metres out from the line by Gidley. 5 tackle. Orford puts the kick in immediately. They're after it, City. They've got the ball. Country come back with Blacklock.
That's a huge let-off. Brett Hodgson only had to get that football and put it down. It didn't react at all, the countryside, as Matt Cooper.
I think Hodgson was tackled as soon as he touched the ball, someone nabbed him from behind and forced the ball loose.
Here's Ryan.
That's
Masri and
two
Lewis
shots on here.
down that right side on Country's 40-metre line. They lead 12-0. Prudis draws the markers, sends Patton on a run down the sideline. Kite comes up on his inside. The big number 17. He gets rid of another. He pushes another and is tackled 2 metres from the line. Play back to Luke Patton. Now it's gone to Kamali. Drifts across the 10-metre line. Inside ball for Morrison.
Release to the line. Hands
By
off.
O'Mealy and Orford. Played back for Andrew Ryan. And again it goes out to Kamali. And it goes out into no man's land. Bouncing around. Roberts looks out at Country. Diamond the ball, but City beat them to the punch through Rooney.
And Luke Critter showed great vision on the far side of the field to see that Luke Lewis had come into marker. Kite did well, and a try saver from Brad Drew. 17 on 17. O'Mealy now takes it out under pressure.
And really hard work there by Country. Daniel Abraham led. And then Scott Hill joined in with him. And they forced Mark O'Mealy back. Here's Scandalis.
Stand up.
John was easily the best front rower on exhibition at Wagga 2 years ago. Many people thought he would make Origin, State of Origin, as a result of that. He didn't. Orford now, dropping it onto the right foot. It's going to find touch. That's a lovely kick just outside the 20, so there's no question of that. 12-0 in favour of Country. 2 tries, both converted. 1 for Andrew Ryan, 1 for Amos Roberts. Holden half-time. And New South Wales coach Phil Gould talks about his search tonight for the blue jumper.
The kicking game has been a feature of tonight's match as Jason Stevens comes back for his second serve. And this is Brett Hodgson. Well, he was so close to getting that football even despite the attention of Brett Kamali. And Nathan Blacklock was able to take it out. And then Luke Critters through the little dummy.
Just watch Luke Critters get taken out here, Pete. Held back, and it should have been a penalty. A play allowed to go on, and you're right, Brad Drew was a great tackle, ball and all, bang, straight down the deck.
So the scrum won by Country, back on their own red zone line. 20 metres out from their goal line. Morrison striding ahead.
He has been terrific tonight, Glenn Morrison. He's been the Cowboys' most consistent player for 2 or 3 years now, and he must be a shandy off getting Origin duties.
Josh Perry, who's been to Origin level. Now Kite. Gee, did you see him? You're talking about Prudis and Patton making that run down the left side. It's a big effort for Brent Kite. Given that he's a front row forward, looming up and calling for the ball. Here's Kamali to the right foot. They all looked onside. El Masri's under some pressure, but the little bloke over on that right side. He never takes his eyes off. Here's Hodgson, Andrew.
Well, I think the outstanding feature of the match, certainly watching on from the sideline as City get a penalty, has been the battle of the front rowers. We're going to give you a close examination with our VB player cam of the front rowers work in this first 40 minutes of play, but it's been outstanding. You saw the three-man tackle on Mark O'Mealy, the work of Ryan O'Hara. They're really making it a personal duel tonight, all the front rowers.
That's one. Stand up.
Harris.
Bring it back. Wait. Go.
Drew. Scandalis.
2. Release him.
From the West Tigers.
Here. Hold. Go.
Racked up 100 games for the merged club last Friday night. Menzies was given a hospital pass.
I'd like that one. Back to Braithen Astor. Hey, Steve Menzies, no chance of catching this football. Once it propelled off Steve Menzies into the defender, Scott Hill, it was a knock on. And that's been the problem for City tonight. Too many errors.
Keep standing.
And a number of them happening on the wrong side of halfway for them.
Stay there, Ryan. Ball in. Stay there. Out.
Kamali. To Hill. And that is Cooper.
L1.
Patton.
2. Mark it square.
Cooper remaining at dummy half, using the short side. Ryan was there. Puts a fend on Harris, beats him. Lewis comes at him. El Masri comes in. 33 away from the City line. Country looking to extend their lead. They lead by 12-0 at the moment as Morrison runs onto an inside pass from Kamali. Tackled on the 30-metre line. 21 metres in from the eastern grandstand. Then it's Kamali again running to them. And as you know, he works on the line. That flat play of Kamali. And then the man that's used to it, Scott Hill, goes high. Very, very high. Hodgson makes a mistake. Now he's offside.
Offside. Luke Prittis is offside.
Yeah, the chase is offside, says the referee.
Wait on, mate. He's offside. Go.
And that awful quick kick for touch. There's no one back there. And it'll bounce into touch. So beautiful stuff there from Matty Orford. But this kick from Scott Hill, what a beauty.
Yeah, Luke Prittis adjudged to be offside. And he's the man coming in on the left-hand side. As we see another penalty in City's way, so they've gone the length of the field in a matter of moments.
No. He's offside, Brett. Off we go.
Tap to be taken by Brad Drew. Scandalis ahead and veering off to the middle of the ground.
Come on, stand.
The Amy City versus Country match. Well underway here in Gosford. Fletcher for Hodgson. He put it right on his stomach and Hodgson is tackled by Luke Prittis. Then it's Drew. Out and away. And Master puts the kick in. Harris is after. Lewis has scored. Luke Lewis has got the 4 points for the City side. Beautiful kick by Braithen Astor. Good ball though. I think it was Fletcher to Hodgson. 31 down. Country by 8.
Well, Brett Kamali's still complaining to the referee. It's not going to do any good. This was Brian Fletcher offloading to Brett Hodgson. Nice work. And the kick, well, it's just been so important tonight. Going to the right-hand side once again. As we freeze it there, you can see that the outside defender, Blacklock, comes up. And all they've got to do is get it down in that area for those chasers as play continues on the Bundy Rump Telestrator. Well onside. Nobody at home. Luke Lewis just dives. It's downward pressure on the football. 3 tries from 3 kicks.
Yeah, smart play from Braithen Astor because the fullback Luke Patton had been involved in the previous tackle.
Only a point between them at full-time last year. Are we going there again? El Masri has got it. Lovely kick. 12-6 after 32. Friday night football. And we're watching the Amy City versus Country representative game. A little bit out of sequence this year. We've had a rep game in the test match against New Zealand. Of course, this one is our second rep game. But I was talking to Phil Gould earlier tonight. He said there are genuinely 8 spots up for grabs that might be filled by players from this match, from this combat. Not necessarily will they come from here. Menzies losing his footing. One of the most prolific try scorers in the game, Stephen Menzies, yet to score a try at this level of representation. Drew kicking on the opponent's 40-metre line, but it was an ordinary kick marked by Blacklock. And then he links up with his winger, Second time in the game they've done that. It's lovely to watch, isn't it? When winger combines with winger. Talking of wingers and speed, that's Cooper. Now from Blacklock. Mason, right up the middle. Scored that brilliant try as the curtain came down on the match last Sunday. Perry.
Up ball, hands off.
Critis. Ryan's on his inside, gets the ball, gets the ball.
Here coming Brian.
Pat to the halfway. Noddy Kamali to put it down. Bounce it on the 10-metre line. Then it rolls in. And Brett Hodgson knows that nothing's going to bounce for him tonight. He has to pick it up. He gives it to Luke Rooney.
Marcus Square.
His first senior rep match, Luke Rooney. The tall Panther on the left side. They're contrasting wingers, aren't they? Rooney on the left side, or Masri on the right. The short and the tall. Talking of the short, he's with the ball now. Play back for Drew. Now for Stevens. Cross has got a problem on him. Led to believe in that play. Menzies, there's Cross. Menzies gets a penalty. Defence was there, overindulgent.
And Shane Rodney, the Penrith back row, he finally gets his chance at rep footy. He's on in the blue headgear. Normally see him in the green headgear. And that kick has just found touch.
It's touched Amos Roberts, so it should be a scrum. Poor kick here from Matt Orford. And fortunately for his side, Amos Roberts didn't react well enough to be able to control the football after it bounced.
He's cold topped that one, Matty Orford.
You'd know about that. Shane Rodney's starting to build up a wardrobe of hats. He's had the green and the grey and the blue, a bit like Richie's cricket jacket.
Square up, two hands, all in.
Luke Rodney is on in the blue headgear tonight. Anasta. Oh, gee, I'll tell you what, that's pretty poor defence by Country. Anasta did a 360 and gave them a telegram in the meantime. Here's Harris with a very good run, a surge. 22 metres out from the line. Country's end, City on the attack. As we look at half-time in just a couple of minutes' time. Here's Scandalis with the ball now. In fact, 4.5 minutes to the break. 12-6 is the score. Drew, Anasta, Orford, Hodgson coming in. Menzies chasing. Here's Ryan Cross. They knocked him back earlier, but I'll tell you what, they're putting his name down now on the scoreboard. Ryan Cross scores a try in a corresponding game to one that his dad played in 34 years ago.
Well, so a combination of penalties given away and lack of intensity. The Country team have allowed the City side well back into this. We may go into the break locked up. And again, whatever Brett Kamali can do, or Scott Kamali can do at the other end, Matt Orford is capable of doing this end. Putting it on a platter for Ryan Cross. Look how much time he's got. Amos Roberts, Phil Gould has pointed out during telecast this year, he's a former Dragon. He comes up, he comes in. And a kick can find that out, and did so on that occasion.
It's all too easy, the kicking games of both sides, but no one back there. And I'm sure that Ricky Stewart, the Country coach, will be chatting to Luke Patton to say, Luke, you know, you've got to anticipate these things. Have a look where the halfback is. Get near him.
He'll be filthy, Ricky Stewart, with the last 5-6 minutes. Those penalties given away late in the tackle count, 2 in a row that took them 70 metres. They were going along nicely at 12-0, maybe that's what they were thinking. That's not the way Stewart coaches. He wants his side tuned in every minute of every contest.
Hasn't from the touchline. 21 out. They said, how are we going to replace Daryl Halligan? Well, they did. His name is Azim Masri, and he's put it out. No problems. It's almost become tedious, hasn't it? Good on you, kid. You're a genius kicker. You are the Robin Hood of kickers. 12-all, Andrew Seidler.
Yeah, beautifully put, the Robin Hood. What about Ryan Cross, the opportunist, coming up with that try, making the most of his opportunity only in this match for the injured Mark Gasnier. Sad that his dad can't be here tonight, Paul, to see him make his debut. Paul Cross, former first grader with the Tigers, but I understand that his brother Clay is here. It's a big night for the Cross family.
I mentioned Ricky Stewart wouldn't be too happy. Well, I'm sitting next to Graham Murray, who's in the box next to us. He's just turned and winked. He's quite happy with proceedings at the moment.
Here's big Stevens now. Now Scandalis, 22 away from the City line. Well, they've pulled it back. They've pulled it back to more than respectable. They've pulled it back to 12-12.
Hold, go.
No extra time in this match, by the way. I should point that out before we start thinking about that. And what a frustrated Lance Thompson. What a frustrated Lance Thompson in the dressing room.
I wonder if he's frustrated because he can't get back out there, or maybe it's a little bit more serious than we were led to believe, as Anasta kicks centre field. Matten well positioned, gets a good bounce. We go into the final minute and a half.
Old marker.
Patton.
You mentioned Mallee country before. I've got to ask, is it where Mallee bulls come from, or why do they call it Mallee country? Is it something to do with the trees or the ground?
About half an hour would explain it to you, my dear friend. It's just a part of Australia that's called the Mallee country, and it's a word taken from the soil, I believe.
Well, another mistake here. Nathan Blacklock has coughed up possession, giving City a final chance. And they might look at field goal. They would love to go in psychologically in front with a 13-12 lead through a field goal, or even better.
City with Braith Anasta linking with Brett Hodgson. 20 metres out from the country line. Orford putting it on the stomach of Sam Harris. That's good work by him. Ryan crosses with the ball, the most recent try scorer. And he's put down and tackled by Daniel Abraham. To the right they go for Orford, and now it is with the 8, that's Jason Stevens. He'll play the ball back for Brad Drew. The markers are falling apart. And Drew is tackled. Skandalis out to the right. Lofted ball for Orford. He kicks it back. And they may have knocked on there, did they? Simpkin said no, play on. Perry comes, or is it Cusack? It is Perry who came out towards the 20 before getting the ball onto Kamali from the play the ball. A big kick by Kamali. Siren in the background. Hodgson, he's not finished yet. Neither is Rooney. Rooney will take this tackle, and that is the end of the first 40. Well, a most entertaining game of rugby league. City versus Country for AAMI, the sponsors this year. Country went out to 12-0, 12 unanswered, and then the City came back.
Add a golden glow this Mother's Day with Harvey Norman's gift ideas. Doro digital cordless phone, a Harvey Norman exclusive at $99. Save 25% on Lancaster bed linen by Sanderson Queen quilt cover, now $149. And Mum will love this hot price, $14.99 for a super sharp widescreen flat panel LCD TV. Plus, shop now at Harvey Norman and you could win one of 5 $10,000 gold movie passes. Wow! Conditions apply. See store for details.
Can I help you, sir?
I'll have the suit. It's me, don't you think?
Very handsome. What about a business shirt? Comes with a tie.
Oh, yeah. And I'd like some braces.
We do not have any braces.
These big men's jeans are a bargain. Sports shirts. Oh, and I need new braces.
We don't sell braces.
Men's and boys' fleece, joggers, and some braces.
Ah, is that B-R-A-F-E?
Hang on. There's no F in braces.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. We have everything for you at Lowe's.
Except for braces.
It's a nice fence, mate. It's a very nice fence.
Yeah, built it myself. All 25k of it. Straight as a die it is. Anything gets in the way of me fence, I shift it.
Get many meteorites?
With a massive 110 kilowatts of power, the Nissan Navara Turbo Diesel is the most powerful in its class.
Yeah, sure. Bit of a pain.
You beauty.
Mrs. likes the rockery, though.
Stats would show that the hardest working player out there tonight has been Glenn Morrison from the country team. 17 tackles, 11 hit-ups. Luke Prittis, 18 tackles. Scott Hill on the 5/8 role, 16 tackles. Whilst for the City, Jason Stevens with 15 and Mark O'Malley, 14. The prop forwards lead the way.
Let's go downstairs to Matthew Johns. He's with Graham Murray, the City coach.
Course going into the second half, mate. I think we finished pretty strong. You know, in the first half, it was a bit of the Country all the running, led 12-0. I thought we handled it okay, and I'm pretty confident we can go on with it. But I think it'll be a great game. It'll be a great finish.
Which of your boys have impressed you?
Oh, I think Fletcher's been very good for me. Big Steve-O's been good. You know, I don't think we've got a bad player out there, but I just think they're playing as pretty much as a unit.
Good luck in the second half, Mars.
Graham Murray, little Artie, as he was affectionately known. Paul Simpkins blows time on. Second half of the AAMI City versus Country Origin encounter from Gosford. Stevens is tackled. 17 is Kite. And the 14 for the Country is Daniel Abraham. So we are back to where we started. 0-all at the opening. It might as well be 0-all now. It's Drew. Sends the number 16, Sam Harris, down the right side. He reaches halfway before Drew unloads. It's time to Orford, who one keeps expecting to slither through a little gap into this game somewhere. Nothing would delight him more, I'm sure, in front of his home crowd. Patton, 20 metres out from his own line, wrapped up down there by Skandalis and Harris. His Kite. Rodney is the man in 15 and the headgear. Then from Prudis, it's gone left for Perry. They dominate in the tackle, don't they? Skandalis and Orford and Drew. As Prudis then sends Big Willie away. Out of the Newcastle area. Lakes United from memory, which entitles him to the maroon jumper, the famous maroon, as it's known in New South Wales country. Belmazra. All was talking about the Mallee country. Their most famous son will be Ron Doogie Crow from West Wylam. Played with the Rabbits for a period. Here's Lewis now.
Here it is. Luke.
Drew back on the right for Orford, and that's Skandalis. He really rolls the sleeves up, doesn't he, and gets involved, John. Good quality player. That shook him up a bit, that tackle, I tell you. Drew on the blind for Hodgson. It wasn't a good pass by Drew, though. It stopped the slender fullback. 40-metre line is Country's 40-metre line. Stevens was catch and pass. Harris is involved in that tackle. Unfortunately for him, he's underneath Perry and Prudis. Now Drew goes to the left and picks up Orford, who puts the kick in, and Astor's after it. And Cross is coming through. The ball may have come off the City player. It's gone over the dead ball line. And Simpkins is going back to recognise the knock on. Luke Patton getting under it. Just watch these hands. I don't know what has come off now.
Gee, I think there was an argument there for City to get the football. Luke Patton touching. That's a nice strong charge there from Willie Mason. As I said earlier, he's played nice and tight tonight. Made good metres. Followed up by Abraham.
Got Matty Johns working again. He's with Lance Thompson. Yes, Matt?
Lance, you seem to be in a fair bit of pain. What's the story with the shoulder?
I'm not too sure, mate. Make it back.
It's pretty upsetting.
Mate, how'd you do it?
Release him.
Just in the first tackle of the game, mate. Just felt my shoulder go, so I'm not sure what's wrong with it, mate.
And all the very best with it, Lance.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
Here's Scott Hill breaking through. He's only got one to beat. The defence is converging. Hill is tackled 3 metres out from the line. Patton, the dummy half, getting it away on the 5th tackle for Kamali. Kamali goes out wide. The jump is on. It was not cleaned up there by City, and Country have claimed a try. I think it might be Kurt Gidley.
Well, it looked as though that was going to be fairly simple take. There was pressure coming through. Great effort here from Scott Hill, spinning out of a Nasta's tackle. Then Jason Stevens beats Brad Drew with a right foot step and then slices through. Makes it look so easy, Scott Hill. Beautifully balanced runner. Taken by Brett Hodgson. He was desperately trying to get the arms free to lob one over to the left-hand side where there were support players. The Kamali kick appeared not to have gone high enough. He's normally brilliant in the air, and a simple task for Kurt Gidley, who's a great kick chaser, to score a simple try.
Yes, once again the right option taken by Brett Kamali, and Luke Rooney was out there on his pat, and I mean he's 8'6" and he jumped up but just couldn't handle it. I think he almost falconed it down, hit him on the noggin, come down, and Kurt Gidley on song to hit it. Kamali, has he got this one? No.
Just away. So Ricky Stewart again thinking to himself, well, we've got our nose in front. Andrew sideline back from the sheds.
Yeah, well, Ricky Stewart's also thinking how he's going to juggle his interchange right at the moment. Ryan O'Hara stayed in the dressing room coming back from half-time. He's just returned to the bench. He had a little problem with his right knee during the half-time break while he cooled down. Matt King with that elbow injury looks like he won't return now. So right at the moment he's looking at 2 100% fit troops on the bench, and Ryan O'Hara just a little bit less than that. So a few problems for Ricky Stewart, but a 4-point lead.
Another problem too for Country. Paul Harrigan giving instructions into the walkie-talkie there.
Yeah, trying to look busy, Chief.
Here's Perry now.
Hold 10. Hold
More drinks for the sideline, he said.
Country by 4.
Dominate. Lost legs. 2.
Ryan.
Back. Go.
British sending Kite away down the left side. He got through a half a tackle. Put down eventually by Rodney. As it goes away through Kamali out to Mason, running off a pivot that time. Which of course aimed him down the middle of the ground. And he ran into Stephen Menzies. Then from Priddis, it's gone to Kamali. Coming up on the inside is Abraham, looking for the inside ball. And Priddis is there on halfway to acting half. What's Kamali doing? He dropped the ball.
There was a double pump here. It looks as though, yeah, he did lose the football. In fact, he lost it twice.
He's lost it 15 times. No luck. He's been pinged for it. Not much you can say there, Brady boy.
Together, go in, ball in, it's out.
City with Rooney.
Tell you what, let him up.
Just a couple of metres on countryside of halfway. Hodgson for Rodney. And Rodney reeling, trying to get away from Scott Hill. Ryan it was who made the arrest eventually. Now Skandalis is thumped down by Priddis. Kite coming in 17. He's an athletic type Kite, isn't he? Big lump of a boy. Travels over the ground at a lot of speed too. We saw that in the first half. Stevens away from Drew. It's gone on to Orford. Then for Menzies. Menzies looking back for Orford, but Orford just dropped off a fraction. Now he comes out from acting half. Gets rid of Kamali. Then he loses the ball under the tackle of Gidley. It's picked up by Amos Roberts, and Roberts is tackled and not held by Stevens. He was held by Hodgson, and Patton from dummy half immediately offers the pass.
Let him go.
And it is Kurt Gidley who plays it just outside the 20-metre line. Patton ran away from Harris. Taken in a two-man tackle by Stevens and Skandalis for Mason to drive it another 5 metres up the ground. Harris dominated. Drew was in the tackle. Kite is with the ball over the 40, 8 metres from halfway, centre of the ground. Country leading 16-12, getting a penalty. At the back end of the tackle count.
2 in a row. Benefit of the doubt there.
They're saying that he gave the benefit of the doubt the previous tackle for a flop. Not on this occasion. Stevens, it was an excellent hit down low, and he can roll away there, Stevens, but he goes forward into the man when he did not have to.
Wait.
Play then, 30 metres out from the City line. Perry.
Stand up.
Making the most of his opportunity for a late recall to this arena. Kamali back on the inside for Ryan, who got the first try of the night, first try for Country. If you had a bet, Kamali way there. Abraham for Hill. Hill with a little in the way before being dragged down eventually by Orford, who he was pulling along like an anchor. Now it's Kamali. This is Mason. Rodney comes up and tries to swat him. He gets it away to Priddis. Priddis on to Kite. Kite goes away to Ryan. Ryan tackled beautifully by Lewis. Then for Kamali. Play that by Drew. Drew goes after it. Batted off the ground over there by Josh Perry. Picked up by teammate Blacklock. Blacklock goes back. 15 out from the line. Tackled by Stephen. 6 more tackles indicated by Simpkins. Priddis to the right. Kamali. Abraham. Held by Menzies and Harris.
Hands out of the ruck.
Right in front. To the right. From Hill to Gidley. Gidley gets it away. Patton couldn't take it. Hill's got a catch on it. And the referee ruled that the ball has travelled forward.
He's in sparkling form tonight, Scott Hill. And if Phil Gould has any 5/8 problems in a couple of weeks, he might look no further than Scott Hill. Excellent game by him tonight. Been in great form as well for the Melbourne Storm.
Go in, put your head in.
Taking them on. He tends to ball play a lot, but when he takes them on, he's got good speed, good step. Made a couple of breaks tonight.
In that attacking 20, doesn't he glide?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how he just ghosts his way through on occasion. The City bring it out through Luke Rooney. Centre field, 12 out.
He's a real glider, if you can use that expression. It's a great word, really. He's almost artistic, Scott Hill.
Got a glider out there, a kite. What else do you want?
So this scrum will pack 15 away from the City line as a result of this.
That's a strong hit on Sam Harris there by Brent Kite. Who's also been in great form. He deserves his spot in this team tonight, and he's done very well, Kite.
Hold it, Brett, hold it. Hold it still. Ball in. Down.
Kimmorley to the open side. Here's Hill. He's left them grabbing, and Patton is losing the ball over the line. So we'll take a break with this break in play. 16-12 Country over City. Friday Night Football, welcome back. 4-point ball game.
And Luke Patton very disappointed the other side of the break that he didn't get a penalty for being tackled without the football after Scott Hill again beat the defensive line.
Stevens again out the back.
Take him out the back.
Got opened up early in the game.
He's been very strong tonight, Jason Stevens. He's a State of Origin veteran, but it's his defence which has impressed. His technique, he's got down low and hard and tackled plenty of times, 22 times as a matter of fact tonight. As Luke Rooney tries to make ground, he's stopped by 3 Country.
Stand, hold.
I guess the question being asked about Jason would be, do you go back here? Do you revisit Jason Stevens? Here's Menzies.
Got a sniff here, Country. They've really muscled up in the last couple of minutes. Rooney dropped the football earlier. Now they're trying to force another mistake. That's Kimmorley into Rodney.
Drew now. O'Mealy rolling it hard outside the 20-metre line and still going. That's a brilliant piece of play by Mark O'Mealy, just as Peter was talking about. Country had a little smell of it. O'Mealy muscled up, braced up and made a great charge. Now Patton goes back. With some support offered by Cooper.
Market square.
Sunday, of course, is the big game down in Canberra. The Raiders take on the Broncos. Both teams have got some key personnel missing. It'll be an interesting game in the nation's capital on Sunday. You'll see it at 4 o'clock on 9, of course.
3, market square.
Stewart barking instructions. He doesn't look like a coach that's got no interest in this match, does he?
I think you were saying, Chief, get me a drink.
Kite. Kimmorley. Now Hill. Ryan. On the line. It is right on the line.
And he had 3 on his outside, Andrew Ryan.
Well, if you're looking for the man that is well, see, I don't think it was forward.
Up here, boys.
I'm happy with
Back it up.
Okay, that's fine. I don't think it was forward. I'm not going to argue with you. But if you're looking for the person that's dominated this second half, it is Scott Hill in the Country 6 jump. The kid from Fosterton.
Hold still.
Well, Phil Gill's standing right behind us now. He is salivating.
Is he?
At what Scott Hill's
I was wondering what that was. It was wet going down my back.
And down.
Now, won by City, and it's away now to Anasta, and this is Hodson. 50 metres on his own side of halfway. They're trailing by 4. O'Mealy. Played back for Cross. He's lost it in the tackle. 2 in the tackle. It's a penalty. And he's declared it a break.
He's dead set, play on, and then he's called it and said there was no rake there at all.
No, it's called impact.
He's dead set. He said play on, and then he said to the Country player who's complained that I thought it was going to be 6 again. He was never in a good position to regather the football. Ryan Cross. Don't know how you can say that he thought it was going to be 6 more tackles.
Well, he's turned into a Martian, Ryan Cross.
This penalty, which has come very luckily, there was no sign of a steal there at all. It was pure defensive impact. Scandalous. 8 metres out from the line. Country's turn to weather some attack with O'Mealy, who started all this down the other end of the ground when they really had to muscle up. Drew, Orford, Menzies. Yet to pick up a 4-pointer in City Country matches. He's played 6 years of it. Orford through to Anasta. Cuts out Hodgson with a dummy and goes back in for Lewis. Then a good tackle. Prudis deserves to be called. Orford for Rodney. And Rodney loses the ball, picked up by Country. Kite. That's brilliant work for this big man.
Lost the footy. The impact of the tackle from O'Mealy.
No. He's made 10 metres. Can't go back to that.
Look at this passage of play. Rodney, Hill,
If he picks it up
the first man.
The Country boys are complaining that there was no advantage, but the referee rightly says, well, he ran 10 metres with the football. That is enough of an advantage.
Yeah, because if he picks it up at this play.
Paul Simpkins giving Brett Kamali a little version of the rules on the run. Here's Menzies picking it up from the back of the scrum. 18, 19 out from the line, 19 in from touch on the eastern side. Fletcher, one-on-one tackle, ball deflected. Roberts has beaten Rooney, gone back, run into Cross, and Cross has got him. He's light on his feet, Roberts, isn't he?
Oh, that was a beautiful piece of play, what he did there to get away from Luke Rooney. Turned on a sixpence, like a VW, and went straight back around. Good stuff.
Free, clear him.
Mason.
Hold.
Taken by a couple of the big men, O'Mealy and Scandalis. Here's Daniel Abraham.
Stand up.
There's the stitches on Jason's nose. He's got a fair hooter on him, and
5 last. Come on, work back, Mark.
stopping the bleeding that's been there since the start of the night.
Play on.
Now Rooney coming off his 20, out to his 30.
Play one.
And he's put down and tackled there by the 10 is O'Hara, who started the game brilliantly. Hodgson. It was taken by Kamali. It might have looked a bit high, but I fancied the fullback leant into the tackle. Kamali has really got himself busy in defence now. He's trying to keep play down City's end of the ground to give his team a shot, a good shot, to enlarge and maybe close the game down with a nice lead. Riddell. He's back in the game.
Last one, hand out of there.
So Drew, I fancy, is gone for the night. Orford puts this kick in, the former postman from the Central Coast. Roberts.
One, let the leg go. Play on. Play on. Play on.
Call play on. I suppose that's a fair call from Paul Simpkins, but the attack didn't get any benefit out of it. Blacklock some running repairs to a thigh muscle.
Dominant, 3.
Cusack in 8, tackled on the 40 by Scandalis. Hill shows it, then tries to burrow through. Runs into Captain Fletcher and Rodney. Now here's Prittis with one of those scurries out from dummy half. The Churchill medalist from the grand final. Mason goes over the 40, running a 45-degree angle, stepping out of a tackle, getting it around the corner. Great work, Willie. Mason, Roberts kicks ahead. The race is on. Oh, Hodgson. He's had a big night. He had to really clock on tonight.
Willie Mason here knew it was the last tackle. He couldn't get tackled with the football. What a great ball. And Amos Roberts. He's quick, Amos Roberts, so Hodgson had to pull everything out. For probably the 3rd or 4th time tonight, he's denied the opposition. Coaches on the sideline get excited, and they'll get another chance through the line dropout.
Come on, boys, let's go.
58 minutes of the game gone. As Braithen Nasta, who's a good drop kicker of the ball, sends it. Oh, that's a great kick. Now that's gone about 58 metres from tarmac to landing. As it's played there by O'Hara, and away goes Cooper. And the number 3 in the white boots from the Dragons is about to play the ball.
He's had limited opportunities tonight, Matt Cooper.
Kamali turning it back in for Cusack.
3 to the line here.
And Prudis looks around for Kamali. Patton is running a decoy right. Kamali comes left and picks up Cooper. Now, some vacant pasture, but it's gone forward for Blackwood. Crowd and commentary box went up as one. One of those players, isn't he? Nathan Blacklock. Cooper's pass. He's disappointed because he wanted to give Blacklock some space. And as I said, he's one of the great crowd pleasers of all time, Nathan Blacklock.
He doesn't look 100% either. We just saw him having some tape put around his hamstring or thigh, and the Dragons losing players for the big match on Sunday. Thompson looked like he'll be out, and Blacklock is limping out there.
Talking of Blacklock, Andrew knows more.
Yeah, it is a problem with his left hamstring. First aggravated about 15 minutes ago, and right at the moment they don't really have too many interchange options to replace him. If Nathan Blacklock was to come off, keeping in mind they've already lost Matt King and they've got Kurt Gidley playing in the centres, they'd probably look at Daniel Abraham having to make a shift to the back line. But Nathan Blacklock, he'd be flat out running 20 metres at the moment.
Here's the green machine, Ryan Cross. With that paint off one of the advertisements all over the face. Skandalis puts the head down and does what he does best. Mark O'Mealy has made 113 off 13. As Orford puts it in the air, very, very high. Blacklock is running cover, running shotgun for Patton, and Patton is tackled. Good work by Luke Lewis. We'll take a break. 61 gone, 4-point ball game country. Saturday night football as we look down to that southern end, and Patton.
He is a classic defender, Luke Lewis. Every time he goes in, it's copybook.
Keep on the line.
And that kind of defence and tackle lifts the side. Can they take advantage now? City, ordinary dropout, only 22 metres. The man I'm talking about heads infield.
Stand, hands off him. Back, hold.
Ryan and O'Hara making the tackle. Anasta finds O'Mealy going up in the middle of the park. He'll play the ball 15 away from the uprights, and then it's gone from Riddell out to Orford, and Orford back to Menzies. Lost the ball. It's advantage. It'll be play on. Luke Patton is with it. Tackled inside 20.
Stand up.
That all fell apart. They had plenty of tackles left. Good opportunity to mount some pressure and get back level on the board. This is played by Morrison, who comes back into the action. Cusack is upended by O'Mealy over the top of Menzies. Priddis outside 30. Mason runs hard and straight. Riddell and O'Mealy, they struggle with him. Skandalis dropped off him. And there he is just outside the 40-metre line as it comes from Priddis. It goes to Kamali. The right boot operates. It bounces 3 or 4 times before Hodson, who probably will put in a document for overtime tonight. Look at this as he gets forced back. Pays the penalty for his light frame. Gidley was strong in defence. Lewis comes away in the 4-jumper. He's been good tonight. And there's a shot back into the country dressing room. Just trying to work out who it was on the table. Blacklock it was. Here's Rooney now trying to go down the left side. Pulled down by Scott Hill, covering ground. Ryan Cross goes ahead another 15 metres. They're almost to halfway. He looks like he might have cramped up a bit there, Ryan Cross, as it goes with Riddell, another 10 metres. Rooney backs him up. Rooney takes them on. He's taken by his Penrith teammate Amos Roberts down there together with Ryan O'Hara. It's come away for Anasta's boot, and he puts it high. It's going down into dangerous territory, and he takes it, Gidley.
Got a major problem on the far side, Ray, with Daniel Abraham, and signalled immediately to the bench as Matt Cooper tries to pick up metres. There he is, the Newcastle man who was called in late into this team. Kurt Gidley has already moved out onto the wing for country. They are running out of troops.
Morrison
hands off him.
is not good. It is not good news. What I'm getting regarding Daniel. Pulling for stretches as Kamali puts his kick in, and it bounces just a couple of metres in from touch on the western side for Hodgson to go back and be tackled on the 40-metre line. 16-12 with 63 minutes gone. El Masri is tackled almost on halfway, right in the middle of the Amy advertisement, who are sponsoring this match tonight. Anasta, 38 metres out from the line. Abraham has been taken from the field, and they're still calling for a stretcher as Riddell goes behind a running forward Stevens, a decoy forward. Orford is the man tackled. There's a shot of Abraham.
They need to get a message to the referee to stop the game. He's obviously done some serious damage. No matter, despite the fact he's off the field, he still needs some attention.
So it's with Orford. He rolls the ball in. Ryan Cross got a great bounce. Was he onside? I think he may have been. He puts it down. The try has been awarded anyway, and City come level at 16-16.
And remarkably, another try tonight from the kick, the little grubber kick through. Left-hand side, they go to Matt Orford again. He sums up the situation. There's Ryan Cross to his left, just onside. And Glenn Morrison is inside the winger on this side, Amos Roberts. That's how much their structure has been upset by injuries.
I suppose in a night when there's so many great kickers out there of the football in general play, you've got Anasta, Orford, Kamali, Scott Hill. There was always going to be plenty of tries from these sort of kicks, and that has been the case. And defences find it very hard to control them because of the skill of the kickers.
As we see Ryan Cross crossing for the try, with a conversion attempt coming up. Daniel Abraham has obviously picked up a leg injury. Probably the knee has gone. Concern on the bench. And concern in the Newcastle camp. Steve Simpson has been out for an extended period. Ben Kennedy has been injured of late. Daniel Abraham has been a cornerstone for their back row in recent weeks.
And also there has turned out to be a great goal kicker for them, replacing Andrew Johns. So he'll be missed on the weekend.
Masri to put them in front. 2 metres in from touch. There she goes. It's coming around. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Hazem El Masri, has he got it? 18-16 City, Andrew.
Well, I don't want to alarm the Newcastle fans too much about this Daniel Abraham injury, but I saw him go straight down. It wasn't making a tackle. It wasn't running the ball. It was just trying to get back on side. Very similar to Adam McDougall a few weeks ago when he had the Achilles tendon injury. The reason Daniel Abraham was playing out in the centres was because of the injury to that man in the room's Nathan Blacklock. Kurt Gidley certainly proving his versatility tonight. He's now playing on the left wing.
O'Mealy now playing the ball 20 metres out from his line. And now Stevens. Post-match tonight, Peter Sterling, Phil Gould, Andrew Voss, Matty Johns, Tim Gilbert on the injury toll, and the Nutrigrain Iron Man of the match. 9 changes by both coaches. You might have known there's going to be some injuries come out of this game which would load the ammunition for the detractors of City versus Country. Now, came off a player who wasn't playing at the ball. It's Cooper.
And I suppose it is a valid argument to some degree, but I'm certain that if you ask the 34 players chosen to play tonight whether they wanted to play in this match, it would be a resounding yes. And for the hundreds who missed out, if they were given the opportunity, I'm sure they would prefer to be playing tonight instead of just club football this weekend.
He's played an advantage here, Simpkins, and ordered that they were inside the 10, particularly the half, the number 7, Orford. The kick finding the line 25 metres away from the City line as Priddis takes the tap, and here goes Big O'Hara taking it to within 15 metres of the line. Ball played away and then to Kamali, and now it is with Cusa, and underneath him goes Mark Riddell with Mark O'Mealy on the top. Priddis, Kamali, Hill, Mason inside, Rodney blue headgear making the tackle together with Fletcher, the captain. Hill sweeps it away for Kamali. He peppers them. He teases them. Morrison takes the tackle. Menzies snapping his legs from under him. Priddis for Kamali. Kamali! Taken 2 metres out. Taken by Fletcher. Priddis goes to Hill. Hill puts it in behind them. There's a dive for the ball, but it's just gone too deep too early. Matty Cooper just a little bit late. So back to the 20 metres for the restart. She was just out of his fingertips. Some of the old dead ball area marked out there. Had that have been the case, it would have been fine. City then on the 30-metre line with Riddell. It is 18-16. City in front after trailing 12-all, and the board has got a remarkable similarity to last year, hasn't it? Here's Fletcher running to them. Menzies was with him. Fletcher's looking to unload. One of his great trademarks. 40 metres out, now O'Mealy. Got the ball at the right time, and the big fella keeps going. Now he's got a penalty against him for not playing the ball.
Well, it was a big run. He times his runs to perfection, always hits the ball on the advantage on Marco Millie. That's why he makes so much ground. It's hard to bring down. Maybe he didn't hear the fact that the referee called held. Maybe he thought he wasn't held, got up, ran again, penalty.
14 times they've played since this concept was introduced in 1987. And City have won of the 14-9, and they have won the last 2. So they're looking to put 3 back-to-back, City, over Country. 18-16 they lead, mainly through the quality of the goal kicking from Hazem El Masri.
Hands off.
Mason to play it. 17-16 City won this corresponding game last year. So as I said, it bears a remarkable similarity. Played there by Cusack, and Prudis goes away, throws the pass. It's come down for Cooper, but it went forward off the hands. Latest on Daniel Abraham, Andrew.
Yeah, well, Liz Steet, who's covered plenty of football in her time, treated plenty of injury. She thought this is a bad one. Possible broken ankle for Daniel Abraham. He is in the sheds. That is coming to you live from the sheds. Look at our post-match show. It'll be like the medical post-mortem, won't it? Lance Thompson, the shoulder. Matt King, the elbow. Nathan Blacklock, the hamstring. Abraham, the ankle. Ryan O'Hara's got a knee problem out on the field there. The critics of the match, I know, Serlo, you're saying that you asked the 34 players, they want this match to go ahead, but there's going to be critics saying, boy, oh boy, it's a high cost.
Stand.
Well, Masri.
Hands off. Go to the side.
26 metres out from his line. Menzies taking a buffeting in there in the defence of Kite and O'Hara. Then Anasta runs to the marker to draw him before giving it to Stevens. All to no avail. Stevens to play the ball, almost on halfway. Ryan Cross. He's got 2 tries alongside his name. It could have easily been 3. He had an appeal turned down for what would have been the first try of the night. Orford, inside pass. Fletcher drifting across. Ball comes loose. Riddell comes up with it. I think it might have come loose and then struck an opponent, which would constitute a knock-on.
That's exactly what the referee is calling.
We're going to take a break. 18-16, City leading. Friday night football from the Central Coast here at Express Advocate Stadium at Gosford. Lovely place, good stadium, picturesque setting here. Morrison is tackled just inside his own 40-metre line.
So he almost lost that, Amos Roberts. Will to have caught it before it hit the ground as Brent Kite puts the head down, halfway line, running out of time, Country, inside the final 10.
Scott Hill now. And then floating it right on to Patton at right time. Here comes Cooper. Cooper's there. Steps, goes, puts it down. Try. Country are back in front. 2018. Oh, Scotty Hill. He's had a brilliant second half.
Yes, and on the Bundy Run Telestrator you will see the quality of the pass from Scott Hill and the run from Luke Patton. Goes to the lines, he frees it there. You can see this defender has rushed up looking at this player. They've forgotten about the man through the middle as play continues. Most dangerous man on the football field, the man carrying the football. Luke Patton straightens into Hodgson, threw it a little bit early, but very, very difficult in these conditions at that speed for Brett Hodgson to adapt, to be able to take the ball runner, and Daniel Abraham, despite the pain, is very happy with that result.
Yeah, Scott Hill can step, he can run, he can tackle, and also produce the perfect pass, and that's what that was to Luke Patton. A scything run through a big gap. Great pass to Cooper, who, well, I mean, you couldn't blame the fullback for missing Matt Cooper. He had plenty of room to move, supporting the outside, almost impossible to stop him. And Paul Harrigan and Ricky Stewart, they teamed up together plenty of times for New South Wales and Australia. And a coach and assistant coach lapping it up.
Conversion time for Cremorley. He's kicked well tonight. Well by his standards anyway. And he's got this. Try converted. Try scored by Cooper. Converted by Cremorley. 22-18, 74th minute of the game. Andrew.
And he's kicked pretty well, hasn't he? Brett Cremorley 3 from 4. Hazem El Masri 3 from 3. And City, we're thinking about the short kick-off. They have gone long. 4 the difference, 6 remaining, Rabs.
Good game. And I'm glad it's a good game. particularly because this match, as it always does, brings out the doubting Thomases. And, you know, we've asked the questions ourselves in football forums and the like. Cusack plays the ball. Now it's with Mason. Beyond the 40-metre line.
Hands off.
Priddis. Hill. Over halfway. Back for Kites. Kite. Ethan Brown to be happy with this performance from Brent Kite, one of the young Dragons. 5 gone as Kamali puts the kick in. Weighted quite nicely. El Masri, oh, they'll put him back where they know. He got down and he wormed his way back into the field of play. Lewis.
2, let him go. Square at marker again. Hold, hold. Go. You're off, Willie.
Fletcher.
3. Back and hold.
O'Mealy.
Held 4. Back, hold. Hold. Go.
Sam Harris ran into a couple of big shoulders there. Cusack and Ryan. 4-point ball game. City landed down towards Gidley. And he's proved to be a bit of a Mr. Fix-It, hasn't he, tonight, Kurt? Thursday footy show. Well, the boys have been on fire, terrorising country areas. Now they've got a drag racing special next Thursday at 9:30 as part of the footy show. What can the fat man do to his body next Thursday night? Stay in tune for the next exciting episode. Morrison plays it. Roberts gives it. Mason runs it. Harris has got it.
This is the kind of situation where Brett Kamali is at his best, just controlling the tempo of the game and the kicking game especially. So good at getting it the right end of the field. This time Scott Hill on the other side dribbles it down into the corner. It's where they want to play it.
Well, Brett Hodgson, he had to make some decisions there and he had to remain cool. He did everything exactly right. He's got the feed and the loose head. But in the meantime, they were pressing. Kurt Gidley looking for a little chance to rake it back into the field of play. 22-18 country. They look as though they're going to break what has been a 3-year drought. I hate using the word in city country matches, and we are entering another one, but they look like breaking their drought. And Nasta and Hodgson, they combine. Priddis makes the tackle. Good hands by Sam Harris. He plays the ball outside the 30-metre line. Drew is coming back on. Riddell is making this run right down the middle. He got over a face slap. Now they ride him into the ground. 35 out. Kamali the tackler. City not beaten yet. Orford comes to the 30, puts a kick in. Here's El Masri chasing it. He wants the bounce, but Luke Patton denies him. Dog on dog.
And on the back of a Mark Riddell, great run right up the middle of the field. Watch this. Been doing it all night, Mark Riddell. He's got amazing speed out of dummy half. And a high tackle from Kamali brought him down. A great kick. Looked like El Masri might get there. But his Canterbury teammate, Luke Patton, was there just in time.
And we had a cliffhanger finish at the end of last year. Nasta kicked an early field goal. Andrew John scored late for country to get them back to within 1, and they were on the attack when the final whistle went.
And off we go.
Roles reversed this year. Kamali taking his time. City have a great shot. 2 3/4 minutes to go. Can they pull this one out?
And the drop kick. Fortunately, rolling around and beating a couple of City players, but now they're going to play the ball under that tackle. 35 out from there. From the country line, it's O'Mealy who takes it ahead. Mason's involved, Ryan's involved. So was Cusack. And then it's Drew over to Orford. And just a little suspect pass there, I believe, to Sam Harris. 15, 16 metres out from the line. Ball play back for Drew again. Then for Orford. He switches the point of the attack. Back to Harris, who's only just played the ball. Can he offload? Doesn't want to. Takes the tackle. 11 out. Right in the middle of the ground. 4-point ball game. Country in front. Orford gets it away. Braithen Astor is with the ball. Mark O'Mealy was there in support. He tries to fend away. And O'Mealy will play the ball. 5 gone, 5 out. Middle of the park. Drew rolls the ball into the in goal, and it's Kamali had an air swing. Did he? No.
No, he touched it.
Forced by Kimorley is the ruling.
He didn't waste any time, Brett Kimorley. Didn't want it bouncing around in the in-goal area. So bang, with the hand, Simpkins rule straight away.
Okay, Luke.
Ray Murray next door questioning whether Brett Kimorley got it down. He got it down. Come on, Muzzer. It was there, trust me.
So 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Kimorley with the dropout. And down it goes for El Masri. El Masri goes running back to the 30-metre line where he's pummeled down by Country. Phillips, of course, another of the sponsors, the sponsor of the City side. 25 out from the line. From Drew, it's gone to Orford. Orford dummies to Fletcher, picks up Menzies as he floats across, picking his runner. Then Drew on the 30-metre line, does a bit of a half circle, finds Luke Lewis, who does the stepping. Kimorley doesn't complete. Cooper makes the tackle, 22 metres out from the line. Third tackle gone. It's gone away now to Hodgson, and Hodgson is picked up and buried by Morrison. Fourth play. Over now for Orford. Puts the kick in off the outside edge. Patton. He again puts it dead, and again it's a line dropout.
They didn't wait until the last tackle, and you can bet Country will take an eternity to get this restart underway. I think Simpkins will probably have to blow time out here because the clock is ticking. No, it's going to go out. 5 seconds. It's all over. The Country boys know it. Is the restart going to take place? No, it's not.
No, there is no call of timeout. And it's a 22-18 victory to Country. 4 tries, 3 goals. 3 tries, 3 goals. On the other side of the ledger, it was a 22-18 win to the Country boys. Fletcher and Nasta, I think they're asking about why no timeout.
Absolutely. Brad Drew was the first down there. They're filthy that they didn't get one more shot.
So there it is. Country have broken the sequence of wins. City had won the last couple, but they've lost it tonight to the Country boys. 22-18 at Gosford's Express Advocate Stadium.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation. X-Trail and Jim Beam, the spirit of rugby league.